Welcome to Biz Class. This tutorial explains what needs to be done in the unit sales step of the bizzdynamics app. This step is used to set up the trading assumptions which will be used in this learning simulator. Now we get to the exciting part of the model, where we start adding some revenue to try and recover those costs. So what I did is I put some data in. Let's show you what I did. I suggested that our start unit sales was going to be 20,000 units per day at start, a selling price of 1 and a cost price of 0.75. Of course I can adjust that if I choose to, but I want to show you how we got those numbers. The first thing I needed to do was go to the product details. I needed to describe the product, set a start date, which I left at default, and then I needed to go to the revenue calculator, and I said what was the number of units per day, what is the unit cost price and the selling price. I could have used a margin calculator, which you have an option to do, but I chose to put a single figure price in. So now, having done that, let's have a look and see what happened on the trading account. So now you can see the trading account is starting to fill up a little bit. You can see that the trading days are there, the unit sales have increased, and that's because what I did was I pre-loaded some forecasts where I said in our first year we would grow compounded 5% per month, the second year at 4%, 3%, 2% and 1%. I did this in the interest of saving time, but of course those numbers can change any level. So that meant that our unit sales have increased over the period of time. But you can see that revenue will obviously go up, cost of sales will go up, and our gross profit, you can see that we're slowly increasing our gross profit, and that will absorb some of the costs that we had set for the business. So you can see that we still are losing money in the first year, the second year, and we start turning into a profit situation from year 3. Now this is evident in this unit contribution calculator that we've developed, where you can break down the contribution from the key elements in your trading account into this contribution. So you can see our selling price is 1, cost price is 0.75, so your contribution is 0.25. The expenses, the fixed expenses will obviously reduce over time, because as volumes go up and as revenue goes up and gross profit absorbs those costs. The variable expenses will remain the same, because that was the 1%, remember, of turnover that we added in the expense item. So you can see the total expenses come down over time, and of course the net operating profit will go up. Now we look at the break-even calculator. We'll see that our break-even calculation shows that we need to do 9.9 million units a year to break even. So if we go and have a look at our trading account, you can see that we only achieved that in our 3rd year, and that's obviously why we are making a profit. But we need to do something else now. So what would obviously happen is that our supplier will in time come to us and say that they need a price increase. So perhaps let us see what happens if they ask for a 5% price increase every year, at the beginning of every year. Let's see what happens if I enter those numbers and I go up to the trading account again and I have a look, and you can see, oh dear, we've gone into a loss situation, and that's obviously because we are not recovering any of those cost increases that we haven't passed any of those increases on to our customers. So what we would need to do is we need to go to the adjustment side there, and we'd probably need to add 5% to our selling prices, and let's see what happens when we do that. As you can see, we can do it at the beginning of the year, or we can do it at any point in time. And if we save that, just let me show you what happens. If we look at this, you can see that that 1 rand has gone to 1 rand and 5, 1 rand and 10, 15 and 20. So you can see there's the prices as they've increased over time. Now let's look at the trading account, and we can see that those units have remained the same, obviously, but the revenue has changed, and so has the cost of sales. But our profit has increased. Our profit, we've turned a profit sooner now, and that's because we've recovered more of the costs that have been passed on to us. So you can see how you can start adjusting the trading account, and at this point in time, this is the right time to actually go back and study that trading account line by line with each expense item, and go back to the various employment costs and have a look and see what you can do. Maybe you can shave a bit of money there, or you can afford to increase some costs in people there. You can change your expenses. Maybe you want to take some put more assets into the business. So there's a whole host of things that you can start looking at, but and that's the purpose of looking at this trading account at this point in time, to review the business and see where you stand as far as the trading account is concerned. That's it. This short video explained the process to complete the unit sales step in the bizzdynamics app. For assistance on other steps, go to bizzbean.com and look for the appropriate tutorials.